Live from Charleston, South Carolina for tonight's USL match. It's the Battle of the Carolinas, the Charleston Battery taking on Charlotte Independence here at MUSC Health Stadium. Hey everybody, my name is Poppy Miller. I'll be your host for tonight's game. Alongside me, Derek Broadley. Derek, last season the Battery took 3 points from all 3 meetings against Charlotte, but one of the players that always plays a huge role in the matchup for the Independents is Jorge Herrera.
Yeah, he's a Colombian player who's coming off 4 goals already this season. He's going to be a real threat to the home team. He scores all types of goals and his confidence must be booming right now.
He's not only leading goal scorer for the Independents, but also leads the USL Eastern Conference with 4 goals on the season, so keep your eye on him tonight. Right behind him though, with 3 goals on the season for Mike Anhauser's side, it's Guerra.
Yeah, Tula got a great goal in the last game here at MUSC Stadium. And he's one of these players that can come off, can come into the pockets. He's very creative, and now that he's added goals to his game, he's going to be a real threat to the away team.
He got the lone goal against Tampa Bay Rowdies that earned the Battery all 3 points last weekend, right here at MUSC Health Stadium. Like you said, a crucial link and absolutely class over the ball. Let's take a look at tonight's standings heading into tonight's matchup. As you can see there, reigning champions Louisville City FC sitting sweetly at the top of the table, but Pittsburgh Riverhounds also undefeated this season. The Charleston Battery right behind them in 6th place, and then Charlotte Independence in 8th place with 2 wins, 2 losses and 2 draws heading into tonight's matchup. Very close in points. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by Banner and kick off from MUSC Health Stadium. It's the Charleston Battery taking on Charlotte Independence up next. Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium. It's the Charleston Battery taking on Charlotte Independence for the very first time this season. Poppy Miller alongside Derek Broadley. Thank you so much for joining us wherever you are. We're almost at kickoff, but first, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups presented by Banner. For the home side, 2 changes to the lineup from last weekend's team that faced Tampa Bay Rowdies. Joe Kuzminski will look for his 3rd clean sheet, USL clean sheet in 3 starts. Captain Taylor Mueller will anchor the 3. The Independents will Mike Jeffries has made 5 changes from the side that last weekend faced up against Indy 11. You can see there Dijkstra gets the starting goal. Jorge Herrera right in the middle of the park. Caleb Calvert will be in the centre. And Duckett will be in the back line, captain anchoring it. We are almost at kickoff. The battery will be in the black and yellow stripes, going from right to left on your screen, and Charlotte Independence in the all blue. Well, Derek, Charlotte are looking for their very first win on the road so far this season, but the battery coming into this game on great form, especially at home. They've got 5 consecutive home games, and they're looking quite good.
Yeah, they're coming off some confidence. A great home win last week against Tampa Bay Rowdies. You know, Charlotte, they're looking for that first win. You know, probably a little bit longer in their season than they would have hoped for. But I'm sure it's been a great game. You know, looking just as before we start, how they're going to match up, what are going to be the important key matchups from the start. Yeah, looking forward to this one.
Well, we are away from MUSC Health Stadium. It's Silviu Petrișcu that got us underway. And Javon Watson will make his debut USL start for the Charlotte Independence, so keep your eye on him tonight. Neville Hackshaw looks for the long throw down the line to Atula Guerra. Van Schaik plays into the middle of the park. And there's a man we mentioned in the pregame. Jorge Herrera leads the USL Eastern Conference with 4 goals already this season. Charlotte Independence on a bit of a dry spell with scoring. They haven't scored since March 31st, and they'll be looking to put a few in the back of the net tonight. Higashi. Wild picks it up in the center of the park. He finds Guerra. It's a nice flick on. The referee waves play on there. It's Atula Guerra down. And Martinez over the ball. Alex Martinez, the brother of Enzo Martinez, who's now with the Colorado Rapids, played for Charlotte Independence last season. Alex Martinez makes his 6th start tonight, his 4th season with Charlotte. He really is a playmaker in the middle of the park.
From the early goings, it looks like Charlotte have gone with the 3 at the back. That's how they've started off now, and so it looks like they're trying to match the battery, you know, in their formations. So it'll be interesting to see if that's just by default or that's how the game started right now.
And Mike Anhauser coming into this game with a lot of confidence in his backline, but also a change to the goalkeepers. Additional Cooper started this season for the battery, but tonight, as we mentioned in the pregame, Joe Kuzminski makes his 3rd USL start and will look for his 3rd clean sheet. Vincenzo Candela plays it into the box. Higashi will give chase. But Joel Johnson, the Spaniard, will bring that one out.
Yeah, I think Coach Anhauser, he made a brave decision in, you know, when you change a goalkeeper that early on in the season, but it certainly paid off for him. 2 clean sheets. Very confident in the last game, wasn't he? Very commanding in the air with high balls into the box.
And here comes the pressure from the Independents. That one is pumped clear by Captain Taylor Mueller, who played every minute of every game for the battery last season and really is an anchor for this 3-man back line. Tomas finds an Unger. Looks out wide to Gordon Wild, the Atlanta United loanee. Hackshaw. Good pressure from Charlotte. And Joe Kuzminski will pump that one clear, looking for Atula Guerra up top. And keep your eye on Brian Unger tonight. Comes into this game on superb form, just sitting in front of that 3-man back line. Dijkstra, who also is a familiar face around here at the Charleston Battery, had a brief spell here in 2011 and is a loanee from Colorado Rapids. Vincenzo Candela.
The game started with a very slow pace, wasn't it, from the last time we were here. Both teams are feeling each other out, trying to keep a bit of possession here. Both teams should be very familiarised with the surroundings and the conditions. And there's a very silly offside there. Probably should have just let that one go.
Well, for Charlotte Independence, they have played the Charleston Battery the most times out of anybody in the USL coming into this game. The 11th matchup between the two sides. And Charlotte have had a good start to the season, but they're just struggling in the final third at the minute, finding the back of the net. Haven't scored a USL goal in April, and they'll be looking to get rid of that dry spell tonight, Derek.
Yeah, that's always a problem early on in the season. It's not a problem any coach wants to have, does it? You know, not scoring goals. I think sometimes coaches would rather have their teams scoring and conceding early on in the season than not scoring. It looks like they've had some very tight, matchups and lost by the odd goal here. The good thing is they've never really had a big score against them so far. So that's probably the lesser of two evils right now.
Martinez will just drop that one back. Kalungi goes home to Dijkstra. He's going to go for the long ball up top, looking for Zaid. Mueller sweeps it up. There's a veteran, Jorge Herrera. Like we mentioned, tremendous player. Always plays a big role in the matchups, especially these local rivals, we can say.
Yeah, it can, despite the distance. I think from the early on you can see that one of the things that the Battery will have to look out for is the two big lads up front, Zaid and Calvert. They're two big boys, well over 6 foot. And, Skylish, you better match it, but hopefully, they get commanding in the physical one-on-one battles and really work on getting up early to sort of win the air balls early.
Hackshaw finds Van Schaik. Nice skill there from Neville Hackshaw. Switches the park across to Tomas. Watson, the new signee for Charlotte Independence. He's a 34-year-old veteran, over 10,000 minutes in MLS action, has played for Houston Dynamo, Dallas and New England Revolution. Also got 73 caps for the Jamaican national team. Just that wealth of experience, Derek, can play such a huge factor in this league especially. Oh, yeah,
this league, yeah. I mean, the league's become way more established now. There's a lot more senior players coming in. And, as most teams do have a nucleus of young players coming through now, it's a great breeding ground for players for higher leagues and international football. So having the experience of some of these players is a great asset to some of these young boys.
Tomas clears. And Taylor Mueller will give chase. Goes home to Joe Kuzminski. Very composed over the ball. Kuzminski plays it out the back. Finds Candela.
I think a big factor in this game is which wide players can have the biggest influence in the game.
This could be a chance for Gordon Wild.
If you look at, for the Battery, you've got Gordon Wild, who's got great pace, Jay Bolt. Jared Van Schaik offers a slightly different. He doesn't really get in behind, but he's got a great delivery from distance. And on the other side, it certainly looks like now that Kunji's going to stay further back, and he's going to certainly allow Joel Johnson to get a bit further on today. If you look, Joel Johnson's playing a lot higher up the field right now.
Both teams are going to come out very attacking, especially with this 3-man back line. Like you said, we can expect the wingers to play a huge role in today's game.
Yeah.
Jay Bolt. Ekra picks up the loose ball in the middle. It's Martinez. Knocks it out wide to Captain Duckett. Charlotte just enjoying a nice spell of possession.
The game right now is really spread out width to width for the field, isn't it? Look, there's, although there's a lot of players in that midfield area, there's lots of space. Right now, there's not a lot of high pressure. The space is definitely condensed in the back threes. Okay, so, it's 2 versus 3. So it's going to be interesting if Katara can get onto the ball tonight. Vicenza can get on the ball for the home team. And then Martinez looks to be their player, number 23. He looks to be one that's always looking to offer himself on the board as well.
Duckett's joining in on the attack. It's a long ball forward. Just Bit too much on that one. You can see Martinez just looking for the direction of the through ball, but that's where they've got to be careful, is just down that channel.
Yeah. The downside of playing three at the back is definitely you're going to leave and you're going to give up space in wide areas in your final third. And, it's a lot of work for what they call the determinated wing backs, to go up and down the field. It's a very hard role, especially in these types of conditions where it's, hot and humid. So it's a hard role. And as I said, I believe that the winning team will be the one that can enforce their wide players higher up the field and force the other guys to defend.
Well, both teams like to play it out the back, but that one could have been dangerous. It's Joe Kuzminski. Looks long to an Unger. Good pressure there from Martinez. Hackshaw gets us back underway. Nice pressure from Matula Guerra. Wild's able to pick it up. That looked like a flying challenge. It's going to be a free kick and the first yellow card of the game. Kalungi.
I think it's Duckett, I think it's Duckett.
I think Duckett's just arguing. You can see here. Just a bit late in the challenge on Gordon Wild. And it's going to be Jared Van Schaik over the dead ball. And this is something that we saw last weekend with the Battery over the dead ball. They like to throw numbers forward, only left one back. But Charlotte taking no chances and bringing every player back behind the ball.
Yep. The Battery got some big players that can come up and cause trouble. You've got Taylor Mueller, Skylar Thomas, two big guys from the front. And as again, you can see that in this first one, Charlotte's brought everybody back in there. They've left no one up front. I mean, as I said, they've got a couple of big guys as well.
It looks like it's going to be Vincenzo Candela.
Yeah, Candela got involved last week, didn't he, on the set pieces, so it gives them another alternative. And from this side, I think a good in-swinging free kick rather than, Van Schaik maybe in his outswinger. Here we go.
It's a good ball into the back post. Hackshaw was coming in, but no problems there for Dijkstra. Very composed coming off his line. Gets us back underway quickly. Martinez. It's a heavy touch. Vincenzo Candela trying to make him pay there, but he gets away with it. Nicely worked with Duckett. Hackshaw shields that one back. He turns away from trouble. Van Schaik looks down the line. Just a heavy touch there from Duckett. You can see what a workhorse in the middle Martinez is already. He'll do a lot of running in this game. Box to box. Katara Higashi. Out wide to Bolt. Just trying to build the momentum for the attack. He knocked off the ball there in the middle. Ekra. Switches the attack. Van Schaik on the near side, looks for an Unger in the middle.
What's nice to see is both back threes really don't mind having the ball at their feet. They're very patient in possession. They don't mind waiting for their midfield players to come and receive it, which is good. And then, certainly the Battery are very good at going from back to front. So that's really good.
See there, Katara Higashi just going to have to be careful. Just got knocked off the ball. It's a big switch out. Van Schaik looks for an Unger in the middle. Hackshaw finds Gordon Wild. He likes to take his space. He was almost shut down by Ekra there. And Jay Bolt joins in the attack. It's a long ball into the middle. And safety first there from Joel Johnson, the Spaniard.
Gordon Wild shows what he's all about there, doesn't he? Now, twice in this game, he's got the ball in little pockets and he's turned, and he really wants to run at that back three and try and create problems. He'll certainly get free kicks from the home team and certainly cause the back three problems.
It's going to be Vincenzo Candela over the dead ball. His first season with the Charleston Battery, came through the open trials and earned himself a contract after Carolina Challenge Cup. It's a good ball into the box. Skylar Thomas is there at the back post, plays it back into the mix. pumped clear by Calvert. And Joel Johnson's there with the pressure. The Battery gain the momentum back. Tomas looks for the negative ball. And again, the Battery will have another corner. This time it's going to be Gordon Wild. And they've been quite dangerous with these set pieces, Derek.
Yeah, early on they've had more of the chances, the home team, haven't they? This is their third good chance to get the ball into the box, test the keeper, send the big guys forward. And again, you know, the respect that Charlotte have given them, having everybody back behind the ball.
It's to the near post this time. Candela just trying to knock it towards the penalty spot, and that one is hit over the bar.
Yeah, I think of all the players you would probably not want, he's probably one of them to get on the end of that. You want one of your big guys getting on the end of that one.
And we'll see Skylar Thomas and Taylor Mueller make their way up for most of these set pieces.
Yeah, it was a great run to the near post, wasn't it? But as I said, that's a very difficult skill to flick that on from a corner there.
The danger isn't over for Charlotte. Higashi puts Duckett under some pressure. And Jared Van Schaik looks to get us back underway quickly. Higashi just thrown off the ball there. Martinez finds Ekra in the middle. It's a long ball out wide to Kato. A nice build-up from Charlotte. Just leaves that one a bit short. Wild is there. Almost makes him pay, but that's going to be a free kick.
And that's frustrating for coaches there when players get them into really good situations. They're under pressure, and then they go and give away a silly free kick. You know, that was needless there. He was under pressure. They probably would have got the ball, the Battery, had they just been a little bit less patient.
Dijkstra looking up top to Zaid. Calvert trying to find Herrera, but Neville Hackshaw gets there first.
Katara shouldn't really win any of them, should he, against the big back three there. He wants it on the floor at his feet so he can, you know, do his magic in there.
He really uses his size to his advantage. Atula Guerra brought down there. It's going to be another free kick in almost the exact same place we've just seen one a couple of minutes ago. Vincenzo Candela lining up over the dead ball again.
Yeah, players like to have a second chance, don't they? The last delivery that Candela put in went straight to the goalkeeper. He's now got his range. You know, you certainly expect more from this one, and having it so quickly in the game is good for him. Let's see if he can put a good ball into the box and give the big guys something to get on the end of.
Enzo Martinez, Alex Martinez, sorry, just creeping forward there.
Be disappointed with that one now. That's one long, one short.
And again, Dijkstra trying to hit on the counter. It's dangerous when you throw all your big players forward from the back line if the goalkeeper's going to play it out the back quickly like that.
Yeah, and the other thing is, you know, if you drop it in short, you know, you're vulnerable to that counter attack, which I'm sure Mike Anhauser will certainly look at that. It's got to be a good. If you overhit it, fine, it goes out. But if you underhit it, you know, you're vulnerable and you're under pressure.
Hackshaw pumps a long one forward. Ekra picks it up in the middle of the park, drops it back to Duckett. Kalungi finds Watson on the far side.
The game's starting now to settle down, isn't it? You know, it's not a great high-tempo game. A lot more passing, a lot more possession, longer spells.
Herrera. Out wide, it's Watson. Jay Bolt there just takes him down. The referee says, get up, play on. And Candela's trying to bring them out the back. A nice block there from Charlotte. Martinez picks it up at the top of the box. It's a good ball into the penalty spot. Herrera will give chase to get the possession back. Duckett looking to play it into the path. But Hackshaw comes out on top. He's got Atula Guerra. It was a good ball forward. He's trying to take on Kalungi. Nice block there, and finds Herrera. Charlotte have done well playing the ball out of the back.
Yeah, they're trying to go through their midfield players, aren't they? You know, Martinez is looking for it. Herrera's coming back to look for the ball as well, so they're not trying to go back to front too quickly.
That one was just a bit heavy. It's going to be a free kick, a goal kick, sorry.
Yeah, I think he actually could have got that, but I think what happened was there he knew he was in an offside position, so that wasn't a great decision there.
Fans, let me remind you that Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportsamerica.com to receive free shipping on orders over $50. Schaik takes a deflection. He'll win the throw-in. Just giving chance for everyone to get composure. It's a nice 1-2. Looking for Gordon Wild. He's going to be offside. Nicely held there by the Charlotte back line. Yeah,
great ball in by Schaik there. I think it was just a yard offside there, but a great pass, little straight pass through the back three. I think he just went off a little bit too early, and he doesn't really need to go too early. So here we go. Just a yard offside, and with his speed, he probably really doesn't need to do that. He could be a little bit more patient.
Nice tracking back from Unger. Duckett looking to switch the field, but goes home to Dijkstra. Neville Hackshaw coming through with the header. It's a good ball forward. Tomas is there with the pressure. Cato just trying to get his way into the box. And that one took a deflection. Nice defending there from the Canadian Youth International.
Yeah, Tomas has done really well over the last few weeks, hasn't he? You know, we've been privileged to watch him play, excuse me, and grow as a player. And there again, he shows great patience. And then finished up with a tackle and very intelligent play, kicking it off the forward just to get his goal kick. And he knew all the way what he was doing and what he was trying to do. Very confident play from him.
He really is off to a flying start this season. Started every game for Mike Anhauser's side.
And they say strikers need goal, but he seems to have been a new player since he got his first goal, doesn't he? He's grown in confidence and really, really sort of commanded his position at the back, especially when they changed formation to a 3.
Martinez finds Herrera. Calvert out wide to Cato. Ball goes into the penalty spot. Schaik's there. Nice composed play there by the veteran. Yeah,
he didn't panic, did he? His goal kick must have gave him a good early call, and he just heads it back into play. Very calm play. Schaik's a very calm player, isn't he? You know, never looks overexerted even when he's going forward. So
it's his 4th stint with the Battery. Captained the side in 2015. Just a calming presence. This could be a chance, though, for a Guerra. The ball's got tucked up in Duckett's feet. And it looks like that one.
I'd like to see that one again if we can. The referee's given handball there. I think it was bobbling around. I'm not sure. Handball's supposed to be deliberate, but I'm not sure anyone really knew what was going on there.
Guerra is going to have to be careful there. It looks like the referee wants a quick word with him.
So here we go. He's sort of bobbling around there. Look, it hits people's hands, feet. I'm not sure what the referee's seen there, and you can see there's a little bit of frustration from Guerra there. Didn't do too much wrong.
Charlotte win the throw. It's been interesting to see the chemistry on the field tonight after quite a consistent lineup this season, and then 5 changes tonight from the last game, Derek.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you change 1 or 2 and you don't really change. You know, they change players, they change systems, they change roles. You know, it'll definitely take them a while to settle down and play. And you can see that right now. I think the home teams had the slightly better possession, you know, certainly more territorial advantage than the away team. So, no, it's going to take them a while to settle down.
Watson looking for the space on the far side.
all coaches want a settled team, don't they? You know, injuries get in the way, we know that. But, you know, when you can get a settled team, a settled formation, and, you know, Mike Anhauser's definitely done that with his team, hasn't he? He's changed his formation, tried to, you know, change the goalkeeper early, you know, but he's kept the formation, even though he's rotated the personnel a little bit. He's you know, and you know, hopefully he'll reap the rewards of that in terms of results.
It's a good ball to Gordon Wild. Nice coverage there from Duckett. You can see just on your screen, out of your shot below, as Mike Jeffries below, giving his commands to his side. Martinez. Charlotte trying to play it out the back again. Nice and composed. Ekra in the middle. It's a soft touch, but it finds its way out to Johnson. Lays it off to Herrera. Looking back for Johnson. Hackshaw will come across for the cover. And that one's going to be a goal kick, but a nice build there from Charlotte.
Yeah, and again, looking to explore that space, you know, to the side of the left side is central defender. I think one of the players that we haven't really spoke about much is Neville Hackshaw. And, you know, I think he was midfield player at the start of the season, and he's dropped into that sort of left-sided role. Very, very composed on the ball, doesn't panic, very comfortable, very athletic. You know, you'd almost think he's been playing there for such a long time. But I think it's only his third game playing in that position, but he looks like he's been playing there most of his career.
He's definitely got some speed and is able to get down those flanks. J-Bolt intercepts the pass. Finds Wild. He's looking for Van Schaik, but Herrera had that covered. And it'll be a throw-in for the visitors. Fans, let me remind you that you can hear exclusive stories directly from the USL's players in USLsoccer.com's From the Pitch with written video. Content that provides unfiltered access and a first-person look into the professional game and players' everyday lives. Watson. Out wide to Cato. The battery just sitting in their own half, trying to get their defensive shape.
Ekra and Martinez really, they're sort of like they're outnumbered in there for the visitors, aren't they? You know, it looks like they've just got two in there. You know, it's hard for them to get on the ball and try and dominate the game and try and dictate the game. So right now, I think that's where the battery are slightly getting on top. They've got an extra man in midfield, well, that's how it looks. And, you know, they're commanding a bit more possession. Maybe Mr. Jeffries will see that and make a slight tactical change, even not a personnel change later on in the game.
It's a long ball forward to Guerra there, but it's going to go back to Dijkstra. Good pressure, but Dijkstra comes out, just showing his veteran experience there. Yeah. Been very commanding at the back in this early going.
Yeah, I think the batter will be happy with that, though, won't they? They've won the ball back. They've got a throw. They've regained possession by putting them under pressure. We've spoke a couple of times, Poppy, about the work rate of some of these strikers that we've seen in the games over the last few weeks, how hard they work. And it's a great example to young players, you know, that they work so hard when the team hasn't got the ball, putting pressure down, shutting the goalkeepers down. And I think in these 3-5-2 formations, it's even more evident of how much pressure you can put teams under.
Like they say, defend from the top, and you can really see that in both teams tonight. Skylar Thomas just being brought back there for creeping forward. Van Schaik, pressure from Johnson. It's a heavy touch from Katara Higashi, but finds Van Schaik again. And Candela picks it up. Mueller. Good pressure from Charlotte, forced to go out wide. You can see three players at all times just trying to keep them in their own half there, Derek.
Yeah, there's a great example there, isn't it? As I said, you know, teams are trying to play out from the back, and, you know, the work rate of you know, Charlotte's team there just to try and win the ball. I think they should have got a throw there as well. Referee's just stepping in to calm down.
Neville Hackshaw. Just a bit of a communication error there, but Charlotte come out on top. Calvert drops back into the mix. J Bolt picks it up on the far side. And Katara Higashi, another one that just plays all over the field, doesn't really have one set position, but likes to roam a nightmare to defend. Yeah,
nightmare to it, and sometimes it can work for you. You know, if you can get him on the ball and he pops up in all places. Sometimes it works against you. You know, he doesn't get enough of the ball and does a lot of running without really influencing the game. We've seen that a couple of times. And there's another example, you know, where pressure can pay off very quickly there. Goalkeeper's made another little error there, just really because of the pressure he's been put under by the forwards.
It's Higashi. Bolt looks for Wild, plays it to Unger. Just left him a bit late there. Herrera comes out. He's got Martinez on his right. Goes out wide to Caleb Calvert. The Battery getting numbers back behind the ball quickly. Ekra. He's not got many options on, but he finds Martinez. Just lets that one slip. And a nice touch from Gordon Wild. Just shows his explosiveness there. He's got Atula Guerra with him. He's looking for him at the top of the box. And we know Atula Guerra can get a nice shot off, and just like that, he's found the back of the net. Atula Guerra gets the Battery in the lead in the 30th minute, 1-0 Charleston.
Yeah, you have to credit there Gordon Wild there, don't you? One for his persistence. He got in front, he used his assets, his speed, and not only that, then he looked up, picked a pass out, and Guerra showed all his qualities there, didn't he? He didn't panic. So here we go, it comes out. He's happy to go 1 versus 1, finds his strike low into the far post. Fantastic goal for the home team there.
Well, the goal brought to you by Baker Roofing. Atula Guerra's 4th goal of the season for the Charleston Battery. Scored one, the lone goal against Tampa Bay Rowdies last weekend. And he has opened the scoring again this weekend with 15 minutes to go before half-time.
Yeah, I said great goal for the home team. A real good team goal. As I said, the highlight doesn't really bring out there how much Gordon Wild did for that game. I said, first of all, his persistence, getting in behind, and then certainly with he looked up, picked his pass out, and Guerra now 2 goals in 2 games. His confidence is sky high, and a fantastic finish.
Well, I was talking to Atula Guerra earlier this week, and we were talking about his game. He said he thinks it's his movement off the ball and just finding those pockets of spaces that's really clicked this year. And that's a perfect example of it. You could see him just pulling away from the 2 defenders and finding his own space. And what a critical finish that was.
Now there's a test for Charlotte, isn't there? You know, we spoke about it. You know, they haven't had a result on the road now. Now we'll get a little chance to see, you know, some new faces in the team. Let's see now how they attack it. Are they going to come out and attack the team, or are they going to take a little bit of time just to settle down and regroup? So it's going to be a test for this team on the road now.
It looks like a sense of urgency from Herrera, the way he wants to get that ball back underway. It's Joel Johnson, finds his way through Higashi. He's going to put a nice one into the back of the box. Kuzminski looks like he was going to commit there, but he lets that one run through. Yeah,
very confident goalkeeper there, wasn't it? He came out and he just took his hands away and accepted the throw. That was the goal kick. Sorry, that was excellent play. It shows what his level of confidence is like right now. 2 clean sheets, you know, very confident. Team scoring goals in front of him. So yeah, good signs for the home coach and the home crowd.
You can't ask for much more as a goalkeeper than the first 2 games that Joe Kuzminski's had. Wild drops one back to Atula Guerra. It's Higashi. The pressure from Duckett is there. Van Schaik just looking for their options. Charlotte pinning them in on this near side. Just a heavy touch there from Van Schaik, but a nice try to build of play.
Yeah. Charleston Battery have got 3 players that interchange up front. You've got Guerra that tries to stay central. You've got Gordon Wild and Katara, and they're causing the back 3 problems. Their movement, they're finding little pockets, finding little spacing, and it wouldn't surprise me to see, you know, if Charlotte decided to change that, maybe go back to their traditional 4. It might just help them out because, as I said, they're struggling to cope when the ball gets played into the final third right now.
And especially with Wild and Katara Higashi switching there. Taylor Mueller's under a bit of pressure. It's Zaid. The pressure still on from Mueller as he's forcing him back. Finds Ekra in the middle. Ekra looking for the through ball, but just a bit too much time there. Nicely laid off from Herrera. And a good solid clearance from Mueller. Higashi looking to build from the back. It was a nice touch from Atula Guerra there. Ekra not taking any chances this time.
Yeah, you can see the confidence now in Guerra now, can't you? He's on, he's on the halfway line now. He's a great receive there. He's turned him, got the free kick. You know, that's great signs when you've got your striker who's scored goals and now he wants to come in and join in. And the energy that it brings when you start getting on a little run of scoring goals is fantastic.
And the Battery getting back to their normal schedule after having 3 games in 7 days last week. Just a lot of travel in this for all the teams just really takes a toll sometimes.
Yeah, we had the privilege of speaking to Joe Cole last week, and he said one of the things that is so different that coming to America is the travel, the distances, and it's not quite like Champions League football was his term. He said because of the change of the airports and stuff like that. So it's a big thing that young players and senior players have to get used to. And I'm sure it's a factor. Although tonight's teams don't have that excuse, do they? Because it's a short bus ride down the road.
It's next door for these two teams. This could be a chance for Charlotte. Calvert forcing Skylar Thomas to play it. Again, smart play by Skylar Thomas there.
Yeah, he's a very smart player, isn't he? He gets, not only does he stop the attack, he also gets the ball back, which is all you can ask for.
Duckett looking to build the attack from the back. Finding Johnson. Johnson just turning on the outside of Van Schaik. Ekra looking back to Martinez. Martinez taking a run at it. Nice step from Candela. Guerra bringing the Battery out the back. This time he's got Gordon Wild in the middle. Higashi just trying to create some space, but he'll go back to Van Schaik.
That's unlucky. That's unlucky. It was a good touch, wasn't it? He just didn't make the run, Guerra, there. And again, when you have a back three, and I think this is where Charlotte's had a little struggle tonight so far, is that when players are running at you, they're running into 1v1 situations, and if you've got players that are full of confidence, speed, it's very, very hard to defend. And the difference is, if you look at Skylar Thomas for the home team, he's defending very well. And I'm not saying they haven't defended well, but they just don't look as comfortable with players running at them.
Ekra finds Kulungi on the back line. Watson builds the momentum.
For Charlotte, I think Martinez needs to get on the ball a bit more. He looks like he's going to be their playmaker. If he can get on it, I think he can cause the home team problems and certainly drag Charlotte back into this game.
Calvert putting some pressure on Skylar Thomas. Thomas winning the throw-in. If you want to get exclusive video content and photography from across the USL, make sure you follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer.
It's a very high line there by Charlotte Independence, and if the Battery were to hit that long ball over the top, it would be interesting to see a straight change. But here's Martinez.
Looks out wide to Calvert, trying to play one into the mix. But he's got it back on the far side. Another ball in. It takes a deflection. Taharo Higashi lays that one off to Unger. Kulungi with the pressure. Again, defending in numbers by Charlotte. Martinez dropping back into the mix to help. Ekra picks it up. Sprays one out wide to Kato. You can see where the confrontation line for the Battery is. It just putting the pressure on as soon as they get past it. But here comes a chance. It's Watson, lays one off into the penalty spot. Calvert and Herrera just can't get on the end of it.
It's a bit of a loose touch there by Taylor Mueller. He got away with it.
Again into the mix. Herrera's there. Just shielded out by Hackshaw. That's going to be a goal kick. That was half a chance for Charlotte there, Derek.
Yeah, Kaminsky came out. That was the first time he's looked a little bit hesitant. He didn't quite get there. And we've seen as the cross comes in, he just loses it in the flight. And it could have gone anywhere. I think, as I said, the Battery there were very fortunate. I think they were even fortunate not to concede a corner.
It's like a miscommunication between Mueller and Kuzminski, but no damage done.
There was a nice little passage there from Charlotte. Since the goals, since the goals gone in, they've come back into the game a little bit, as they should expect to.
Hackshaw. Nice dummy there from Higashi. Gordon Wild keeps it, but again defending in numbers from Charlotte. Schaik switches. So across to the back line.
This is where the Battery do a good job, don't they? They kill the game a little bit. They've got the goal in front, a little bit more patient.
And they just bring the tempo of the play down. They're good at controlling the tempo.
Yeah, and again, that's the strength of having three back players that are all good defenders, but are all comfortable to have the ball at their feet. Obviously, I work a lot in youth soccer, Poppy, and it's great for us to see, for young players to see that these so-called defenders can actually start the attack, play out. They've got many of the skills that midfield players have and forwards have, and that's a great thing. And you know, if you're living in Charleston or Charlotte, you know, you can go along and watch these games live and see what these guys can do, you know, face to face. It's fantastic. The growth of the game in America has been brilliant.
Another attack that started from the back. Kuzminski there just coming out a little late for Hackshaw's liking, but nicely shielded.
Yeah, that could have been a bit of a testing time there. A little bit indecision has just crept in there.
It's a long ball forward from Kuzminski. No pressure there from Duckett. And Candela picks up the second ball.
We're getting near to half-time now, and as much as you say, I think that the Battery are probably looking forward to half-time right now than the visitors. Sure, they'd like to get in with one goal up.
It's a critical time. Neither team will want to concede one, but it's always nice to get one heading into the locker room.
Oh, yes. A goal now, either way, really dictates what goes on in the second half, doesn't it? You know, it's amazing how goals change games. And right now, as I said, although the home team, the Battery, are one up, I'm sure they're looking forward to half-time more so than the Independents right now.
Wild just reading the path of the ball nicely there. Unlucky. Just dropped that one out wide. But he's really working off Duckett's movements.
Yeah, no, he's, as I said, the sort of three forwards or advanced midfield players, as I'm sure they're known as, have really caused the back three problems for Charlotte Independents.
You can see Enzo Martinez desperate to build the attack. He's getting them going on the field.
Both teams are playing the same shape. I just think the difference between the two teams is the mobility of the three for Charleston Battery as opposed to the mobility of the two, you know, is it Zaid and Calvert? They're big, tall lads, but their movement's not as creative right now. Now, that may change as the game goes on and we get a bit more direct. But that's the difference between the two teams right now.
Martinez lays one off to Herrera, nicely read by Unger. It's a long ball forward to Wild. He's got Higashi tracking into the box. Schaik joins in on the attack. And the Battery just wanting to keep the possession. Yeah. Sprays out wide to Tomas.
Yeah, another good example there of patience. When they realised that the opening wasn't there, that the opportunity had gone, so they recycled the ball again and then looked for another opening. Very competent play. Very intelligent play.
And Unger invites Tomas forward. The Battery now with 5 in the attack, forcing Charlotte back. And again, they'll look to switch the field with Mueller. Just below your screen, Mike Anhauser out, up off his bench, just telling Van Schaik to get wide. Bolt with acres of space. He likes to dribble at the back line, he's taking him on. Nice goalkeeping though from Dijkstra there, but that just shows Jay Bolt is not scared in the attack.
No, that's, I think we'll get a chance to see that again. No. But no, yeah, Jay, very positive. That's what you want from your wingers. You want them to get it. You want them to go at the defenders. And he was just a little bit unfortunate that he didn't get on the end of it. Very positive play, though, by him. That's what, as I said, I'm sure will please his coach.
Martinez. He's looking for his options. He finds Herrera. It's a dangerous place for Herrera. Looks for Calvert. Just manages to get the shot off, but it takes a deflection from Tomas.
There's a warning sign right there for the battery. You know, if you get Martinez and Herrera on the edge of the box, they do exactly what the front three do for the battery. Little intricate play, find little pockets. And again, it was more fortunate defend there, but again, Skylar Thomas was there. He put a big barrier up, but very intelligent play by those two Charlotte players.
It's going to be Jorge Herrera with an in-swinger from the left-hand side. 4 goals already this season. It's a good ball in. Calvert knocks it back into the mix. The battery with the pressure, trying to get it out of the box. And that is going to be all from the first half. No stoppage time, really.
Oh, I don't think the training was on at all. So, yeah, spot on by the ref.
And if you're Charlotte Independence, Derek, what's got to happen in the second half to get back on the score sheet?
Well, as I said, I think it's what they need to do is their front two need to be a lot more mobile. They need to be a lot more available. And, you know, I think we're going to get a chance to see some highlights here of the first half, and you'll see the difference between the two teams. You know, the battery players dropping into the middle, dropping off the players. Here's the goal. Again, great ball across. Guerra gets it. Great composure, great pin, and then a great strike.
And it's not exactly where Guerra would have wanted it. It just shows how class he is over the ball. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have some halftime content for you. It's 1-0 here at MUSC Health Stadium.
2018.
El campeón de la piñata, eh?
Make sure you come out to our game this Saturday versus Charlotte Independence.
Well, it's home sweet home for the Charleston Battery as they picked up 3 points against Tampa Bay Rowdies in the first of 5 consecutive home games. It was Guerra's goal the difference and found the back of the net right on the stroke of half-time. For the Charleston Battery, I'm Poppy Miller. Let's take a look around the league. Kenny Walker opened the scoring in remarkable fashion for Cincinnati at TD Place Stadium from 49.5 yards out. It was named USL Goal of the Week and made #1 on ESPN SportsCenter Top 10 Saturday night, and was also the first of 3 goals that Cincinnati put past Ottawa. And Cincinnati weren't the only ones to slot 3 goals. The top of the Eastern Conference with 5 wins and 1 draw. However, they are not the only team in the Eastern Conference to be undefeated so far. Pittsburgh Riverhounds come into Week 8 with 3 wins and 3 draws and are off to the best start they've ever had, only conceding 2 goals in 6 games. Well, that just about wraps up Week 7 for us. For the Charleston Battery, I'm Poppy Miller.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of The Breakdown. Really excited to analyse the plays of the week this week. We even have an ESPN SportsCenter #1 in the top 10. I hope you enjoy.
Great little move there from Cooper, sends it across, it's Jamal Johnson.
The first play from Jamal Johnson here is his goal. If you watch when he picks the ball up, he has almost like a 8 to 10 metre radius around him, and that's created by his movement and his space. You know, he's recognised that when he's going into the box, that he doesn't need to make the first post run, he doesn't need to make the far post run. It's an extremely difficult finish, and it's coming across his body, and he makes extremely good contact on the ball. He uses the pace of the cross and slots it right into the corner.
To have a completely open view of what's happening. Oh my goodness, what a goal!
I don't think there's any doubt as to why this was the #1 on the ESPN SportsCenter. It's a very special thing for a player to see a goalkeeper off a line, especially from a goal kick, because he's not expecting the ball to bounce to him, especially the way it bounced to him. So when the ball did bounce to him, I think that he just thinks, why not? And he's just shown everyone there is the technique that he has, but he also showed me what I feel as though is the mentality of a player, which is something that we've not seen yet this season. I think it's fantastic.
Francois takes it away, plays it back, Brett holds, scores!
Yes, what a great pullback.
Francois' defensive play here is what creates the goal. You know, his teammate loses the ball, he takes a bad touch, but he doesn't give up on it, and he persists, and his reaction to the turnover is fantastic. And then Brett can either do one or two things. He can take a touch or he can finish it first time. The defender thinks he's going to take a first-time shot, and that's what then allows him to have the composure to relax, take the touch, and it's a great finish.
Manila makes a meal out of that one. Now Ledesma on the breakaway, and it's 3-0 as he chips Maxi Crepo.
This goal for Cincinnati in the 76th minute is a lot about anticipation for Ledesma. The defender makes a great decision here to play the ball in behind, and when the Ottawa defender makes the mistake, and again he anticipates the mistake, maybe if it was 0-0 at the time and he was going on to win the game or try and win the game, he might have taken a touch close to the keeper. But with the way they were playing, I completely understand why he's taken the first-time finish. Thank you for watching the Breakdown on Week 7. As you can see, some fantastic goals, some fantastic plays, and I've really enjoyed analysing them. I look forward to seeing you next week.
Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium. It's half-time here in the Battle of the Carolinas. Poppy Miller alongside Derek Broadley. And while we have a second, let's take a look at what's coming up here at MUSC Health Stadium in the next couple of weeks. The Battery will remain at home for the next 4 consecutive games, starting next Saturday when they'll take on Bethlehem Steel. It will also be military night, so you can get your tickets right now at charlestonbattery.com, and a free ticket to all active duty and veterans. It's always a fantastic night, Derek.
Yeah, it's great that the club can reward all these people that have served our country for so long and so well.
And then, as you can see there, on Wednesday, May 16th, the Battery will play in their first US Open Cup game, and they'll play the winner of Tormentor FC and Myrtle Beach Community. So keep your eye on all Charleston Battery social media for any updates of that game. And then they'll play Ottawa Fury on May 19th. There will also be a double header with the Fleet, the women's team here, and that's always a fantastic day.
Yeah, it is, yeah. For young players to come out and see, you know, high-end women's soccer, to see the professional game in the same stadium is very unique, and I'm sure if I was a young player in Charleston, that would be one I'd put on my calendar.
Now let's turn our attention to some youth soccer, because we've got some exciting dates coming up, starting with the tryouts.
Yeah, tryouts start next week for all the younger players, and you know, we've put a lot of work into securing great venues for these people, trying to keep everything local. You know, children have got a chance to come and sample what we do at the Battery and what we do at the Fleet for the boys and girls. I think it's going to be very exciting times. Numbers are very high. We've had a lot of registrations in, and now the fun begins.
And how has it been just building this youth program from ground up?
Yeah, it's not been easy. It's been great, and I think that, you know, we've managed to secure some great folk. You know, we'll be announcing our staff very shortly. But, you know, two to mention is Christian Mincher and Sarah Mincher, who are going to run our girls program. Sarah's the head coach of the Fleet. Christian is the College of Charleston women's coach. So two people with great experience in the girls' game, high-end people, and, you know, they're going to be a great asset to us going forward.
It's all very exciting, and like you can see there, you can visit the website for any more news and information. We're going to take a quick break now, but when we come back, we'll have second half action from the Charleston Battery taking on Charlotte Independence. Kickoff up next. Welcome back to MUSC Health Stadium. It's half-time here, and the Battery are leading 1-0 from Atula Guerra's goal in the 30th minute. Let's take a look at some first-half highlights before kick-off.
Well, the game started off, you know, the Battery, certainly the home team, really got on top. It was a very strategic game right from the start. Both teams matched each other up with their formations. You know, some very positive play early on by the players in from the home team. I think they took the early initiative. The longer the game went on, you know, the game settled down to a real nice tempo. And, you know, I think the game, obviously, goals change games. And once the Battery got in front, I think it was the wake-up call for Charlotte. And they started to come back into it. So it should set us up really nice for a really good second half.
And you can see there Tula Guerra thrilled to get the goal. He got the lone goal last weekend when the Charleston Battery took on Tampa Bay Rowdies, and they took all 3 points from it. And then, as you can see here, just another chance for J-Bolt, but Dijkstra coming out nice and composed there. Let's take a look at some first half stats. As you can see there, the Battery 1-0 ahead, but it's really the shots on goal. They've capitalised on the one chance that they've had, Derek.
Yeah, if you look, look, there's only been 4 shots in the game, and 25% if you look at the stats have gone in. So the first shot on target gets a goal. So that's definitely the most important stat. But it shows you how the game was played. Lots of territorial advantage, not much real goal mouth action. Hopefully that will change in the second half.
And then, as you can see there, the possession 54% to 45.5%, shall we say. And the Battery just changed from game to game with how much possession they had when they took on Atlanta United 2. They only had 25% of the possession and still came out with 3 goals. So you really can't base the possession because it's the goals that count.
No, and it's where you have possession. I mean, I thought that stat was very surprising. I actually thought the Battery would have had more possession, but it just shows you how it changes. But it'll be interesting to see how we go with the second half. It looks, as I said, whether the visitors will change their shape a little bit just to try and accommodate what the home team's throwing at them.
Well, we are back underway here in the second half. No changes to either side as of yet, but I'm sure we can expect to see some substitutions at some point in this second half. Hackshaw. Herrera, we mentioned him in the first half, a fantastic work rate, just dropping back into the midfield and really trying to build the attack for Charlotte moving forward. Martinez. Out wide to Cato.
The goal was definitely a wake-up call for the visitors, and I thought if Cato, Martinez and Herrera, if they can get more onto the ball, I think they can definitely cause the home team some problems.
That's going to be the first free kick of the second half. Ekra gets us back underway quickly. Martinez. Nice defensive pressure there from the Battery. And Charlotte just switching nicely to that 3 at the back, trying to build numbers forward, Derek.
Yeah, they've stuck with it. As I said, I think once the goal came in, they started to show little glimpses of some attacking play. As I said, Martinez and Herrera, they're the 2. If they can get on the ball, it's going to make it very difficult for the midfield players of the Battery and more so the back 3. They're going to have to be on their toes, runs in behind, runs in front of them. So, yeah, it's set it up real nice for a really good second half, exciting second half.
Martinez looking in the box to see if he's got any options. He's going to get the 1-2 back and rebuild. It's Kalungi. He's got time and space. Tula Guerra shutting him down. And that one's going to be turned over. Quite a few turnovers in the first half, Derek. We were looking at some stats at half time. Yeah,
I think that's a big feature of this of teams when they're away. If you keep giving the ball away, you have to work harder. So it's important for certainly visiting teams to try and hold the ball a little bit longer, try and nullify the crowd, take away the momentum of the home team. But they didn't do that in the first half, so they certainly gave it away a lot more.
Joel Johnson into the box. Nice header there from Skylar Tomas. And the lone striker up top, Tula Guerra, just trying to give chance to hold it up top. Watson made his debut USL start for the Independents tonight. He's got 73 Jamaican caps with the Reggae Boys. It's a good ball into the box. Hackshaw just misses the header, and that was a real chance there for Zaid.
Yeah, I think there, if we look at that again, I think Neville Hackshaw, for the first time, he got underneath the ball, lost it in flight. And, lucky enough they didn't capitalise it and didn't punish the home team there very early on. But it's been a very positive start. Here we see it. He just lost it in flight and he just got round the back and missed a shot. But it's a very positive start from the visitors. I'm sure, the home coach, Mike Anhauser, will need to G up his team a little bit.
And that looks like Duckett just gone to the ground. You can see below me Mike Jeffries bringing some substitutions to get changed underneath us. It looks like he's just holding his hamstring there. Yeah,
and it's always a bit of a bad sign when other players really usher the physios onto the field. hopefully he'll be good enough to just little tweak there and he can get back on with the game. It's Duckett, the captain, right, who's down.
It is, you can see him there. Let me remind you that Charlotte Independence will return to the Sportsplex at Matthews next Saturday to take on FC Cincinnati. For any more information and tickets, head to charlotteindependence.com. And Charlotte Independence, this is only their second road game of the season, so it's difficult for them to get going on the road when they've played the least amount of road games in the USL Eastern Conference.
Yeah. Soccer, the game of soccer is all about getting momentum, isn't it? And, you know, if you can get a few results and you get a little bit of consistency in, they're having to make the sub there. I think Duckett's going to have to come out. We'll just have to see who's coming in.
You can see he's just giving Jorge Herrera the captain's armband. It looks like it's going to be Sam Vines to come in.
Okay, so we'll just have to see how they shape up now, whether they change their formation or if it's just a straight swap.
It looks like it's going to be a straight swap, and we were surprised to see Vines not starting tonight. He's started 5 of the 6 games so far, but only 18 years old, so very young.
Yeah, no, you know, in a very important position. You know, great sign for the club that they can, you know, groom a young lad like that to come in.
This could be a chance here. It was Van Schaik through on the ball, but nice pressure at the back there from Charlotte to get them out of trouble.
So I think they're going to stick with a 3. I think Vines is going to come in on the left side and they're just going to shuffle people across. So it looks like it's going to be Vines and Johnson.
Here's Hackshaw. He's played one through to Atula Guerra, just slightly mistimed his run there. But they're finding these channels into the attack.
Yeah, I'm sure the Battery want to exploit this little false change. It wasn't something that was planned. It's something that happened. And, you know, teams have to really adapt to this kind of thing, don't they? You know, sometimes you can't always plan for your substitutions. Certainly in this case, it wasn't. It was an injury, an unforced injury. So they'll just take a little bit of time just to settle down. And, you know, from the very positive start they had, it will see if they can spark up. There's an example there. You know, he's got to find it. Vines has got to find the speed of the game and get into it.
And like you said, a difficult position to adapt into quickly off the bench from an injury. Yeah,
it's always hard coming on, isn't it? Especially when you've been forced to come on. And he hasn't had the best of starts, the young lad right there. He's given the ball away twice now, so he'll need to just settle down and get composed.
Here's Guerra, finds Candela. It's a nice 1-2 back from Wild. Some pressure on Skylar Tomas, but again looks forward into the attack.
Great intelligent ball there by Tyler Thomas, wasn't it? You know, he could have just put it in over the top, but he looks up, finds someone's feet. Great pass.
Now Unger will keep the attack going. It's Wild again. Van Schaik with the run, but Katara Higashi finding his path at the top of the box. The pressure is on from Johnson. A switching play out wide, trying to find Jay Bolt, but doesn't quite make it. Picks up the loose ball. Again, a pump ball forward. Can Atula Guerra do anything with this in the box? You don't want to let him turn, and that could have been risky. The referee waves play on, but it isn't out of danger yet for Charlotte.
Yeah, we might get another chance to look at that again. I think great hold-up play by Guerra, wasn't it? I think in this case the referee did get it right. I think he was just under a little bit of pressure. The ball got stuck underneath his feet and he fell over. But, you know, let's be honest, you've seen them given in certain games and not always warranted.
Well, we'll get to look at that in just a second when we get a chance. But you're right, you don't want to let him turn in the box. But the referee making the right call there, and now Charlotte with the chance in the attack. Vines in the middle to Ekra. Just finds its way past Bolt there. Let's take a look at that replay from just a minute ago.
Yeah, it's a great run, great hold-up play, playing with his back to go. As I said, it gets caught underneath his feet there. Yeah, I think he just spun and lost his footing. So great, good call from the referee. You know, we're always quick to criticise referees, but that is definitely a good call there.
Alex Martinez, sorry, just getting into the mix. It's going to be a throw-in for the Battery.
Yeah, that substitution's definitely helped the Battery just to settle down a little bit, took away a little bit of the momentum that the Charlotte team was building.
Joel Johnson looking for Caleb Calvert on the run, but just a bit of a communication breakdown. That's what we were just talking about in the first half, Derek. Charlotte just struggling in the final third in the attack. Yeah,
and again, is that part of the changes? You know, they've made 5 changes, so they're starting up. You know, is it players just getting to know each other again? You know, as I said, sometimes that happens. It takes time to knit in. I mean, obviously they train every day. They get a good feel for each other, but you know, there's nothing like replicating it in the real game.
Kuzminski hoofs the ball forward. Johnson, USL Defender of the Year nominee from last year. It's a nice ball out wide. Martinez on it in the middle again, looking for Herrera. Good challenge from Unger. Charlotte just enjoying a nice spell of possession here, pinning the Battery in their own half. It's going to be a throw-in for Charlotte. Ekra to take. You can see Unga's been on Herrera every single time he's touched the ball, almost like a man marking. Now it's Martinez. It's a nice ball forward up top to Zaid.
Again, there's another quality of Neville Hackshaw there, isn't he? You know, he's got great pace, and you know, he can just turn round. Again, he doesn't panic. Puts it out for a throw in, and then he'll reset his defenders, so they can get set up to defend this throw in.
You can see some Charlotte Independence fans in the house tonight at MUSC Health Stadium. It's a battle of the Carolinas. Nicely left there. Caleb Calvert with the ball into the box. Hackshaw gets that one clear. The danger isn't over. It's Ekra. Oh, Neville Hackshaw just misreading that one, and that was a good chance, but he's going to be offside there, Derek. I think the Battery got away with one.
Yeah, for sure there. I mean, if he gets away with this, you say great play. It could have been something that came back to haunt him there. So, look, he leaves the ball, and I think the ball just went out. I think he got lucky, but, yeah, that's one coaches don't want to see. And as I said, you get away with it, you go great play. If it turns into a nightmare, you worry about it.
Zaid makes his second start for Charlotte this season. Been very dangerous in the attack, but now the attack's on at the other end of the field. And Katara Higashi just taken down there. It's going to be a free kick for the Battery. Looks like Gordon Wild will track back to pop this one into the box. You can see there Dijkstra just organising his back wall, brings so much experience to the side. The 32-year-old loanee from Colorado Rapids.
Yeah, of all the positions you want a senior player, goalkeeper is one, doesn't it? You know, they can organise young players, back players, and as I said, Vines is going to need all that experience just to help him get through this final play.
It looks like it's going to be an outswinger from Gordon Wild, so keep your eye on the top of the box. Skylar Thomas in the mix with the Tula Guerra there. Leaving Taylor Mueller back. Taking no chances for the counter-attack this time. It's Unger with the strike. Nice block there. And Unger keeps the attack going.
He's a very powerful player, isn't he? Taj Brian Unger.
It's left for Candela. Can he find the strike? It was nicely hit. Just wide of the post there.
Yeah, great strike again. I'm not sure we'll get to see how far back the play goes, but again, very positive by Unger, doesn't he? He gets into a great place. Ball drops out. Great first touch and a great hit. Yeah, not far away there. Great effort by Candler.
Charlotte just trying to play the ball out of the back. It got them into a bit of trouble there. Cato looks back to Vines, switches the play. Johnson.
Yeah, a big feature of this second half is going to be how much the midfield players from the visitors can get on the ball. Martinez, I think, has already touched it more now in the first few minutes than he did in the first half. And can he turn them touches into real positive touches, effective touches into the final third? That's going to be something we're going to have to watch out for.
It's Watson just loses it there. And a heavy touch from Candela. Hackshaw picks it up. Loose ball in the middle of the park. Guerra finding Bolt. He's got space. We know he likes to take the defender on, but he drops one back to Guerra. Looking for the through ball. And again, similar thing that happened in the first half. But Dijkstra just manages to pick that one up inside the box. A close one, though.
Yeah, Dijkstra got lucky there again. I'm sure we'll get a chance to see that one again. And when we do, we'll see he got lucky. He spilled it and just managed to grab it at the second attempt.
See Joel Johnson just wanting the battery to get this one back under play.
So here we go again. So Jay Bolt, he chases it down. See the goalkeeper spills it and just grabs it before it goes out. Jay Bolt, yeah, you can see him puffing his cheeks there. He was very, you know, he didn't realize how close he was to getting that ball.
Vines takes his space, looking for Calvert up top, intercepted by Tomas. And now it's Higashi with acres of space. Charlotte just tracking back. He's found Guerra. He's got Gordon Wild on this near side. Looks like he's going to try and take a strike, just put wide. Again, a nice switch of the play from Matula Guerra, and I think he'll want that one back to hit first time, Derek.
No, I actually think he made the right decision there. It was, here we go, look, he's rolled it in. Gordon takes a touch. I think he looked like he wanted to shape onto his right foot. I think they should have had a corner there. I think he just took a little deflection. But no, again, Gordon Wild doesn't mind those 1v1 situations. Maybe he could have gone onto his left foot. But great movement again by Guerra, wasn't it? You know, he ran, took the defender away, and, you know, he creates so much space for himself. Very, very intelligent player.
He's definitely one that you don't want at the top of the box with the ball at his feet. No, Kato.
I think the difference is that there you had Katara running at them. You know, great movement by the two strikers. I think when Herrera gets it, Martinez gets it, they don't seem to have that same movement in front.
It's Kato again in the box, in the mix. It's took a deflection and pumped away clear by Taylor Mueller.
Yeah, sometimes the battery just have to, you know what, just put their foot through the ball and clear their lines. I think, you know, with a little bit of indecision there a couple of times now.
Both teams getting back into shape here. Charlotte going to work it out from the back again. Martinez just trying to turn on Jay Bolt, but has lost it in the possession. Now this could be a chance for an attack for the battery. Unger. The pressure's on. Ekra picks it up and finds Martinez. Kato. Nice step there from Hackshaw. And again, that's what we were talking about earlier, Derek, is just the strikers dropping back deep into their own half just to secure the possession. Yeah,
coaches get very, very frustrated when you win the ball back in a good area and then 10 seconds later you give it back and you're back under pressure again. As I said, you know, all young players that are watching tonight, you know, when you win the ball, you've got to try and really secure it. And if that means going back before you go forward, then that's what you have to do. Just trying to keep the ball, take the sting out of the opposition. We don't have to always play counter-attacking soccer or football.
It's a good ball into the box. Head clear by Taylor Mueller, but Herrera's picked it up. Safety in numbers from the battery. This one's going to be recycled. It's Vines. On this near side, he takes a touch. He's got space. A little 1-2 with Ekra. And the battery just dropping back deep into their own half. Higashi getting a touch on that one, but Kato maintains the possession. Joel Johnson joins in on the attack. Nice challenge there from Jared Van Schaik.
Yeah, but they've got a corner. The home team, for the first time in the game tonight, just look a little bit under pressure. They're not as composed. As I said, they've given the ball away cheaply a couple of times. And, you know, they're going to have to be on their guard right now. It's a very important part of the game now, this next 10, 15 minutes, to see how the, you know, if the Independents were to get one, you know, that could totally change the shape and the way the game's going to end up.
Looks like Herrera's trying to look for the short ball with Martinez. Goes right back to Johnson. A nice set piece from the training ground, but just overcooked that one to Calvert.
Yeah, there's an example there. I believe that, you know, when your big central defenders go up and you've got a good height advantage, you want to get the ball in the box. You know, they've gone back. Yeah, when it comes off, it's really good, but, you know, you work the ball back, it goes in. No, you don't even get a shot on goal or an attempt on goal, and across it just goes straight out. You're giving the ball away cheaply.
Fans, let me remind you that you can visit the USL's Instagram story every Monday evening to watch Kelsey Steele's hat trick as she breaks down 3 key talking points from the previous week's action. And here comes the pressure from the Independents. Martinez takes a strike, takes a deflection, and Ekra and Herrera. Watson's invited forward. And Joel Johnson just dribbling across the middle of the park there. Just a bit of a late challenge there, it looks like.
Yeah, I think he's pleading his innocent there, Candelara, isn't he? He's saying that I'm the one that getting fouled there. And
I think it was a case of 2-on-1. Herrera smartly played there.
Yeah, no, that could have been anyone's foul there. You have to give the referee his due. He was right close. He saw it. Very dangerous position here for the home team now. You know, they're going to have to be on their guard now. Very dangerous position. I think it's just too far out to have a direct shot. But, you know, I said they've got some big boys, the Independents, and let's see if they've got another little routine from the training ground.
The Battery taking no chances, pulling everyone back behind the ball. Joe Kuzminski organising the line. It's going to be a nice dink into the box. No worries there, though, from Kuzminski. Just looked that one clear, but didn't give time for everybody to get up.
That's another frustrating feature there. You know, he had a chance to take the sting out of the game and find a good pass, but again, straight back to them, and now they're back under pressure once again.
Joel Johnson looking to take on Van Schaik. Herrera joins in on the far side.
You have to say that the away team's definitely taken the game to the Battery this second half. You know, they've had a lot of possession. Still not many shots on goal. Still not many, you know, I don't think we've seen either goalkeeper have to make a real save. You know, we've had a couple of crosses, but nothing really that's tested either of the two keepers.
Here's a chance now from Charlotte. What a ball into the box, just over there. But now it's going to bring up the first substitution for Mike Anhauser's side. It's going to be Ian Svanteson coming on for Gordon Wild. And you've got to give Gordon Wild credit for that first goal, Derek.
Yeah. He was definitely influential in the first goal, wasn't it? It was a great positive run. He got a great cross in. He's worked hard. So now, and it's quite a common change that Coach Anheuser's done tonight, because Ian's probably thinking to himself, well, you know, why didn't I start? You know, as all good players do, they want to be involved. I don't think it's going to be a real change. Slightly different role now for Guerra. You know, he won't have to be that target striker. He can just drop off a little bit, and he's very good at it. So, yeah. And then maybe the Battery needed him on there just so they could be a little bit more direct and relieve a little bit more pressure.
Well, we know Svanteson likes to hang on the last man, but now there's a chance for Charlotte. Johnson trying to get it into the box. The Battery get that one away. Here he is, the target man up top, just really trying to stretch the game out. Martinez getting the ball into the attack. It's Calvert with the shot. Just lifted a bit too much on the end of that strike, Derek. Yeah,
and again here, you know, Martinez, Herrera, they're just starting to get into it now. And to their credit now, you know, I think Calvert's now come into the game a little bit more. You know, I wouldn't say there's much more movement, but they're certainly now, happy to receive the ball in front of the back four. Again, another shot that wasn't on target, but at least we had a shot.
A nice chest down that is for Atula Guerra. He's got Higashi, but he's going to find Svanteson again. Kato tracks back, gets the ball in there. It's taken a deflection. It's going to be a corner for the home side. That's what you want to see from your strikers.
Yeah, no, he's chested it off, made a great run, didn't he? And the goalkeeper there's, again, another little fumble there, a little bit of indecision in the goalkeeper. And a change of corner taker now. So here we go. The goalkeeper just he's trying to bring it in, and it's got out for the corner. It would have been a corner anyway. But Van Schaik now is going to take it. So that's obviously a different delivery, and I'm sure that's a result of Swanson coming on. You know, try and put it under the goalkeeper, make him make a save, put him under a little bit of pressure. Good delivery from Van Schaik now, could really put the home team in a good position. Well,
it's going to be an in-swinger. He's gone deep into the box, very close to the goalkeeper. He didn't commit, though. And now it'll be a Unger with the pressure to try and keep it in the attack.
Yeah.
Just a bit late on that challenge, it looks like. Martinez desperate to build the momentum. Him and Herrera have worked nicely in the middle of the park tonight.
Yeah, more so in the second half.
Here comes the chance for a counter. It's Katara Higashi just knocked off the ball there.
Yeah, he's been punished there for being small. He's ran into him. Yeah, I think he just tried to block him out.
He's just used his height there.
Yeah, there you go.
a bit heavy in the challenge.
Yeah.
And the battery just going to keep the possession as they move forward.
Swanson's definitely made a difference since he's come on. He's only been on a couple of minutes, but straight away he's received the ball. You know, he's had probably as many touches as Watson had in the 10 before he came out. So, you know, it looks like it's a positive substitute for the battery.
This could be a chance for a Guerra. Nicely worked there by the Independents. So they're still trying to play it out of the back, just showing their confidence. And Vines finds Ekra, but the pressure's on from Unger.
Yeah, that's great pressure by Unger there. Very well played.
Here's Martinez and Herrera. Looking for Calvert. Plays it out wide to Cato. He's got a chance now. He looks for the inside post. And that was quite close, Derek.
Yeah, Jay Bolt's got to do a little bit better job there. I think in that situation, he needs to show him outside, not inside. You know, he knows he's a right-footed player. Oh, he took a little slip there, but he's got to get a little bit tighter, force him outside, make him go around and make him cross with his weaker foot. Again, still another shot, but not on target. The goalkeeper's having to make a save.
The battery now just getting back in defensive shape. It's going to be Vines to start the attack. Goes out wide to Watson. Looking for the 1-2 with Johnson. Plays it inside. And again, Calvert just looking for the one time. Jay Bolt unlucky there. It's going to be a handball and a free kick for Charlotte. But this is going to bring up another substitution for Mike Jeffries. And it looks like it's going to be Ekra that makes way for Perez coming on. Perez started 4 games so far this season. In 2017, he started 6 of the 6 games that he played in. And we'll see how he matches up in the middle tonight. I think Ekra's had a good game, though, Derek.
Yeah, no, he has. Yeah, no, done very well today. He's been the sort of holding player for them. He's done very well. And as I said, he's a large reason why they've got back into this game in the second half.
But it's going to be Herrera over the dead ball. Charlotte just nestling someone into the wall there. They've gone short. Another one from the training ground. It goes to Johnson. It's a nice chip into the box. Looking for Saeed again.
Yeah, you have to give it to the visitors. You know, you see they've done some work on the training ground. They don't just throw balls in the box. They try and create things, and they're very inventive. You know, I think that comes from Martinez and Herrera. But no, very good.
And here's going to be another change for Mike Anhauser. It's going to be the goal scorer, Guerra, coming off for Nico Rittmeyer. And Guerra, the difference in the goal again this week.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's, you know, no players like coming out, especially when they've got a goal there. But, you know, he's a good lad. He's got 2 goals in 2 games. Strikers don't like coming up. Here you go. There's a sign of his quality. A great strike in there. As I said, when you see players like that, when we're on a goal run and they come out, they should never be happy. But he's a good lad and a good positive change.
That one was just overcooked, but that Charlotte just really starting to build the momentum in the attack.
Yeah. We said in the first half, a feature of the Battery's play was the 3 up front, and that's not been there this second half, and that's why the changes have come. They haven't been as creative as getting it into the players. They haven't put them under as much pressure. They haven't put the visitors under as much pressure at the back. So maybe a change of personnel will try and get that tactic back and then try and get a better foothold in the game.
Here comes J-Bolt. Is taking on Kato at the back. He's still on it. Nice ball through to Rittmeyer, looking for the negative ball back. Just wins a corner for the Battery.
So there's a great example there, Zed. That 2 subs, all of a sudden you see Nico Rittmeyer running at players and straight away they get the success of getting a corner.
And here's going to be another change coming up in just a second for Mike Jeffries.
I'm sure they won't want to do it on a corner kick.
It's going to be Jared Van Schaik from this near side.
Yeah, for all coaches there, you see they're desperate to get their sub on, but they don't want to do it when they're defending a corner. Good decision by the coaching staff there.
And keep your eye on the box. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on. It's gone to the back post. It's Skylar Thomas. Just backs off that one, but wins the second ball. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Battery. And now this is going to be chance for the substitution to come. It's going to be Kato to make way there for Arman. And Kato, another one that's played a big role in tonight's game, Derek.
Yeah, he's gotten back into the game as well. As I said, second half, they've definitely taken the game to the home team. And as I said, I think this is just a case of fresh legs, just to try and keep that momentum, to try and get them the goal back that they need to get back into this game.
The pressure is on from Charlotte, and they've won. It's Herrera bringing them out the back, still trying to play it out the back. That one's going to be intercepted by J-Bolt. And Calvert just a step too late in the challenge there.
Yeah, I think the referee's just making a point there. It wasn't really a bad foul. They had good possession of the ball, but I think that's just the way, just him managing the game there, so it doesn't get out of hand. Good refereeing.
It's a good ball forward. Svanterson there. He's going to have to be careful with his shirt. Rittmeyer's on the chase, but it's going to be a throw-in for Charlotte.
Yeah, just bobbled up a bit there for Ian Swanson there. He's normally very reliable getting it down. Just bounced away from him. He's a big physical lad, isn't he? And he definitely brings another dimension to the home team's play. They can afford now to go a little bit more direct and get bodies around him so that they can secure the ball and have good play up in the final third. And right now, I think that's what they need.
And at 6'6", very difficult to defend.
Oh, yeah, he's a big boy, big frame. No, very good. And very mobile for such a big boy.
Charlotte will build it out from the back. It's Johnson just using his strength there as he switches the park. Martinez taking a run at them. Just losing his footing. Very slick surface tonight, but now Unger's going to make them pay for it. He's capitalized that. The referee's going to wave play on it. It's Rittmeyer. He finds Guerra. Svanterson at the back of the box. Oh. And
that is very, 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 very good play. And the referee's definitely going to card him. Okay. Very good refereeing.
It looks like it's going to be a red card there.
Yeah, it's his second one. Yeah. I mean, you can't doubt the foul. I mean, here he is. I think what the referee's done there, I would have been interested to see if they'd have got a goal, whether we still would have awarded the card because of, not giving them a double punishment. But you have to say it is a cynical foul. That's why they brought that in. It's a deliberate foul. The referee, as I said, has made, in my opinion, has made a good decision. And he gave the attacking team a chance to see if they could go on. You can't have any complaints there.
So Kalungi with the red card. Charlotte Independence down to just 10 men in the last 12 minutes of the game. Just out of your screen there, Herrera dropping back to Mike Jeffries. Yeah. Just to talk about a potential change in formation, but just shows what Brian and Unger is capable of once he picks up space in the middle of the park.
I think it's a feature of the Battery's game.
It's a good ball into the box, heads away. Van Schaik will pick it up. The danger isn't over for Charlotte. It's gone out wide to the back post. Hackshaw was there, but just couldn't keep it in play.
No, as I said all night, I think it's been a faction of the game. You know, when the Battery, the home team, when they start running with the ball, oh, referee's going to go over and get involved now.
Just some tensions running high there in the corner. It looked like the ball just dropping its way into the Battery subs. Caleb Calvert just very unhappy there, and it looks like a Disnall Cooper's going to get a talking to. And it looks like he's actually going to have a yellow card. You don't often see that, Derek.
No, I think there's a quiz question right there, okay? As I said, you know, a silly tactic, you know, no need for it. To be fair, there's no need, okay? He doesn't have to get involved in that, especially at this stage of the game.
Well, again, Charlotte playing it out of the back. They've got a lot of confidence as they try to build forward. Not many options on for him. He's going to go long. Nice flick on from Calvert there. And the Battery just keeping them deep in their own half. So if you're Mike Jeffries, you've got a decision to make. Are you going to keep the attacking going forward, or are you going to drop back into defence?
No, I think, you know, they've had a good go in the second half. They need the goal. They're down.
Things just getting a little heated down here. The referee just stepping.
Yeah, the game's just getting a little bit out of hand. I think it's all started from the red card. The referee's now really got to do a good job of settling the game down. I actually don't believe this is a good tactic for the home team. You know, they're winning now. They've got the extra man. They should just want to play the game out. The stops and starts aren't good. Both benches are getting involved now. The game just needs to settle down. Referee's got to do his job and get them all back playing again.
It's like Nico Rittmeyer's up and okay. Took a nasty one to the face, but the trainer hasn't been on. So we'll get back underway here. But two rival sides, this is what happens late in the game, especially when the cards start coming out.
Oh yes, sure, and this is a derby game. Let's you know, this is what the fans want to see. They want to see good football. They want to see goals, but you know, it's a very competitive game now, and you know, high stakes. You know, these are all professional young players, and they want to win the game.
Skylar Tomas looking for the target man up top. Pumped clear by Charlotte. Zaid drops back. Martinez looks out wide to Armand. Tracks across the middle of the park. He's looking forward, nicely read there by Neville Hackshaw.
You know, it's that old adage now, isn't it? Sometimes 10 men, playing with 10 men, you know, certainly gives you a boost in energy. You know, it can work both ways, but, you know, we've seen it many times before where 10 men start to dictate the game.
It's Herrera. Nicely cleared away by Mueller, but the tempo has definitely risen for both sides. Higashi's invited forward. Watson just beats him to the race. Charlotte just looking to be a bit more direct with the ball now. It's Johnson. And that's going to be a free kick.
Yeah.
Jared Van Schaik just a bit late for the referee's liking.
Yeah, we see that one again. He's tackled with the wrong leg there. He's come in trying to reach out with his left foot when he should really be tackling with his right foot. Again, another dangerous situation.
They've got it.
Yeah, they're going to send one of the big boys up from the back now.
The Battery dropping everyone back behind the ball to defend. It's a nice ball to the back post, but just runs away.
Yeah, I think
from Zaid there.
Yeah, they'll be very disappointed with that there. As I said, you know, with 10 men, you want to make sure you take advantage of everything you can. One final change here.
And this is Mike Anhauser's last change of the night. It's going to be Jay Bolt that makes way for Victor Mansoret. A straight swap on this right-hand side. And Victor Mansoret, we know he's got a lot of pace. Came from FC Cincinnati, and he will definitely be one to watch. And it'll be interesting to see how he gels with the team in this late stages of the game. We haven't seen him appear in too many matches this season.
No, it'll be interesting to see how he goes. And it'll be interesting to see if they stay with the same shape. But, you know, this late stage of the game, you know, pace is very, very important at this stage of the game. And, you know, if the team, if Charlotte start to take a few chances, risks like now, look, there he is. He's got a chance wide on this side.
He's got fresh legs. Katara Higashi's got him on the right-hand side. He's going to lay one off to Unger. Out wide to Mansoret. It's a nice ball through to Higashi. Nicely read, though, by the keeper.
Yeah, no, again, good play. Nice little combination play in there. Just a little bit overhit again.
You can see him just tracking back there. Fresh legs at this late stage in the game, especially up top, can be very dangerous.
Yeah, when you're a man down and you can put them under pressure. I've been very impressed with Charlotte. You know, since they've gone down to 10 men, they've got that little scrap bit, but they're still pushing, they're still prodding and trying to get openings in. You have to say again, the battery have defended very, very well. You know, for the second game that I've seen, you know, in the last 10 days, it's been fantastic.
Vines. He's got space, but Mansoret is there with the press. Armin looking into the box. A nice dummy there, but just misread. And Ian Svantersson drops one back to Higashi.
And there's a chance here now. They can switch the play. There are two players going. Yeah.
Both teams still with a lot of fuel left in the tank.
Yeah.
Svantersson's going to be brought down there. It's going to be a free kick for them, the battery. And he's going to have a word with him.
Now, I think if the referee hasn't given out a red card, that could have been a yellow, the way he dragged him down there. I think the referee's got a little bit lenient there. Here we go. So, look, he's clearly got hold of his shirt, and he drags him to the ground.
Watson gets away with one there. It's Skylar Tomas. The battery still looking to build the attack. Back to Mueller. Mike Jeffries below us just telling his team to get up. Could this be a chance for Mansoret? No, but it could have been a chance for Katara Higashi. It's going to be a free kick taken quickly. Johnson.
Again, the referee's seen something there that, again, I'm not sure how that can be deliberate handball when the ball just drops down, but I said he's a lot closer than we are.
Svantersson now taking on. He's got Katara Higashi. It's Higashi trying to get the shot off. He lays it back to Mansoret, and Mansoret finds the back of the net in the 87th minute.
Yeah, that's again a little bit fortunate, I think there. You know, again, credit Swanson for his determination, didn't he? He got in, and you know, this is where the head coach now can take all the credit, can't he? He's made some positive substitutions, got his goal, and you know, full credit to Mike Anhauser for making those positive substitutions. I think that's Mansoret's weaker foot as well.
And Victor Mansoret gets his very first goal for the black and yellow. The super sub that came on late in the game. We talked about those fresh legs, but you've got to give Katara Higashi the credit there, setting him up nicely.
Yeah, and Swanson as well. He done well, didn't he? He was very positive running with the ball. So
that goal brought to you by Baker Roofing. And now the battery 2-0 up with just about 2 minutes left of regular time. It's Higashi again.
Yeah.
And Unger picks it up in the middle of the park. He's got Rittmeyer on his right-hand side. Charlotte just dropping back there. Vines just late on the challenge. Svantersson looking to the top of the box. Now it's going to be Candela to take a chance.
You know, sometimes things happens in foot, and again, you know, Charlotte Independence, if you know, the sending off has definitely made an impact to their game. They were definitely in the ascendancy. You know, red cards now, battery are now full of life, positive substitutions, got their second goal, And now you'd expect them now just to go on and finish the game out.
The Battery keeping players up in the attack. The game's really opening up now. It's Mansoray. Just a loose touch picked up by Martinez. Gonna have to be careful there.
That's it.
Just some frustration there from Alex Martinez.
Yeah, he's trying to get someone booked. I mean, that's not needed at this stage of the game.
Herrera. He takes the strike on goal. Kuzminski tracks across, no worries there. Looks like Zaid just counting down Kuzminski. Just a bit of frustration showing from Charlotte. He's going to have to get that one away quickly. And the referee's going to bring that one back. It's going to be a yellow card for Caleb Calvert. And it looks like Kuzminski's going to be put in the book as well. Caleb Calvert just standing in the way of Joe Kuzminski. No card for him, and he will get us back underway. 3 minutes of stoppage time to be added on here in the second half.
Yeah, I hope the game doesn't just taper out like this. As I said, it's been a very entertaining game, some good football. Really a game of two halves. I thought the Battery, you know, certainly looked, although they didn't have as much possession, they looked very effective in the first half. I thought Charlotte Independence definitely came back into the second half. You know, the red card definitely changed the game in the favour of the home team, and it's got a little bit scrappy now, but it doesn't need to.
The Battery getting us back underway. Some flick on from Svanterson, just trying to keep it out of their own half at this point in the game. And Charlotte still building from the back, looking to get their first goal on the road this season. The pressure is on Hackshaw. Zaid almost came out on top.
Yeah, fantastic play there by Neville Hackshaw there. Under a lot of pressure, turns out plays and then starts to build his attack for his team.
Van Schaik.
Yeah.
Now the Battery will just enjoy a spell of possession in this late going.
Yeah, if they can just move the ball, make their extra man count, pass the ball, get the other team running. Yeah.
Just again, frustration starting to show. And the Battery are back underway, though. The referee's going to bring it back.
Yeah.
And now for the Battery, it's just a case of keeping the ball and playing the game out.
Yeah, yeah. It's a great result for them. You know, second home win, another clean sheet. You know, Coach Anhauser will be very, very happy. You know, the visitors will be very disappointed. You know, you have to say they've given it a real go this second half. You know, they'll think that the sending off was, you know, a bit unlucky because the referee allowed them to play on, but it wasn't. It was a card. And, you know, for all the possession they had and the creativity, they never really tested the goalkeeper of the home team. And I think that sort of sums up their season so far. Not scoring goals, not hitting the target. And, you know, they've got some work to do at home.
And they will return home next weekend to take on FC Cincinnati. And the Battery will be back here as well. So both home next weekend. Enzo Martinez just taking Nico Rittmeyer down there.
Yeah, the referees give the free kick. And now there's not even a need to cross this. They can just keep the ball. So will they throw it in there one last time, or will they just try and keep the ball and run the clock down? We're almost there now.
This could be one last chance, though, for the Battery to make it 3. It's in just a few yards in from the corner flag. It's going to be a Unger and Rittmeyer over the ball.
Yeah, I think they'll just keep it here. Here we go. Yeah, they're just going to keep it in the corner. And referee blows the whistle.
And that is full time here at MUSC Health Stadium. It's the Battle of the Carolinas, and the Charleston Battery have come out on top. Atula Guerra and Victor Mansoray, the difference in the game, 2-0 at full time. We're going to take a quick break now, but when we come back, we'll have a look at some highlights from the game. And we'll see you after this short break. Stadium, it's full time here. The Charleston Battery taking all 3 points from Charlotte Independence, and there you can see the 2 goal scorers of today's match, Atula Guerra in the 30th minute, and then Victor Mansoray scoring his debut goal for the Battery not long after coming in of a substitution. Let's take a look at some highlights from today's match.
Well, the first thing is in the first half, you know, the Battery then, you know, certainly a big feature of the game was them running at the ball. You know, the first goal, Guerra, again, it already came from Gordon Wild's positive running from there. You know, neither team really had lots and lots of shots on the game. There was lots of near misses. The 2 main shots that created goals were the big feature of the game. The red card that we've just seen there was definitely a red card. As I said, the referees, he's played a very, very good advantage there, and you have to say he got it right. And then the last goal itself here, again, very positive running by Ian Swanson, and a great strike by Victor Mansoray just to seal the deal. Great one.
Getting his first goal in the Battery uniform. That's about us. On behalf of Poppy Miller, Derek Broadley, and the entire broadcast crew, thanks for joining us for today's matchup. We'll see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.